Tell me when. So we're down here at the Masqua Paddling Club, and we're going to go through some of their trails up to here. Everywhere there's a number, there's another map like this one to help you figure out where you are. And then I was thinking we'd come down through here to the Fox Lake look-off so we can see the look-off. If we have time, we can do the longer loop around Hobson's Lake and up through all this little mixed set of trails. And if not, we can do a shorter loop through here. But if you have lots of time, you can actually go all the way down through to Timberley or out to Blue Mountain. This is tree longwort. It is an epiphytic lichen, meaning it grows on trees. Lichens, a number of species of them, are often indicators of air quality. So nearer a city, you would generally find fewer varieties of lichens, and there are certain species that won't grow at all, where certain types of air pollution are high. One of the benefits of having a large protected area near the city is that you have the trees, which clean the air, and the lichens, which tell you how clean it is. Good. That's why it was so hollow.
Hey, little fella.
So that's a male. He's got red on the back of his head. This is a striped maple. A striped maple is a very small tree, and it grows in the understory. It's extremely shade tolerant, and so the presence of a tree like striped maple is a good sign of diversity in your forest, and it's a sign of a healthy Acadian forest. If you see anything that looks like not a tree. All right, so this is a map of the whole Blue Mountain Birch Cove area. And you can see this is the green is the wilderness area. This is the property that the Nova Scotia Nature Trust just bought. And these are what the city of Halifax has bought, kind of the creamy orange. One of the really common access points for this is over by Kearney Lake. At the end of this road, Collins Road, you can come in. There's a series of trails all along through here. You can make it to Fox Lake. We are on a point just north of that right now. There's a loop around Ash Lake. There's a quite difficult to find loop down around through here. People will often access the Susie's Lake side from behind Kent and Bears Lake. There's kind of an unofficial entrance in Timberley off of Clearwater Lane. And then I'm assuming there's also probably other little entries off of some of these subdivisions. We are at the northern end of Fox Lake off of the hiking trails, but the Blue Mountain Wilderness Connector that the Nature Trust bought is actually in that direction another few kilometers. And the reason that we're not there is because it's actually quite difficult to get to. It involves a lot of bushwhacking or a canoe, and as you can see, the lake is freezing. It's a wonderful place specifically because it fills in the gap between the two parts of the wilderness area. It was an area that could have been developed, but instead it's now protected. One of the things that we were excited about when we did an initial site assessment of the Blue Mountain Wilderness Connector was that we found several bird species at risk there. So Canada warbler is a little brightly yellow and black colored bird that lives in shrubby wet areas. Olive-sided flycatcher is a larger bird with a nice vest on who lives on the edge of open areas. And these birds, a number of birds, require more than just patches to survive in. They need large tracts of wilderness. They need forest that is at least 100 meters in from the nearest human influence. And so that's another reason why it's important to protect large volumes of land and not just little bits here and there. That area of land also allows creatures like bears, who need a larger territory to survive. There's probably bobcats in here. We know there's coyotes. And those are all a part of the ecosystem. When you go hiking, it's important to recognize good trail etiquette. People do not like wet feet, but the reality is if you hit a wet spot in a trail and you go out and around, you widen the trail further and further, or you braid it by creating new ones. So it's important to stick to the middle of the trail when you hike and create as little damage as possible. You also want to be respectful of your fellow hikers, and you want to wear good shoes. Your cute little canvas sneakers work well for the city, but they will probably get very wet and muddy out here. This is witch hazel. It blooms probably latest of all our trees and shrubs. It's usually September, but there's a few flowers hanging on for January. People used to make liniment or rubs for sore muscles out of witch hazel.